I've been obsessing over this idea of reversing the progression of time. And it's similar to the principle of understanding how a UFO can move without using gas and jet propulsion out the back. I am nowhere near an expert on the Bob Lazar subjects, but to my knowledge, the way that these aircrafts can move without fuel and jet propulsion is by bending the gravity in front of it to make it pull into that area. Another way to kind of imagine this, I guess, is roll a bowling ball on a trampoline, and you'll see how the bowling ball dips the trampoline down because of the weight that it has. And then if you were to have, say, a baseball rolling behind that, something could be rolling the bowling ball that is therefore moving the baseball with no direct effort applied to the baseball to get it to move. So it is possible for things to move because of something in front of it. The other one that I really don't understand, I don't know if this would actually work, or I don't understand this one, but you put the magnet on some arm in front of the car, and then a magnet on the grill of the car, and the magnet on the grill infinitely chases the magnet on the stick out in front. The reason I'm saying all of this is because I am finding it so intriguing how time might move because of what's in front of it, not because of what's behind it. And this is a unique thought experiment, really, into cause and effect. Because if something happens because of what's going to happen next, then the cause is in front of the effect, and you experience the effect before you experience the cause, which is pretty mind-bending, I'm not gonna lie, because that also illustrates hindsight. You know? You only really understand something after it. And you do something, and then it makes sense why you did that. Or you experience it, and then it makes sense why you had to experience that. And another interesting one here. How much time do I have left? Halfway. Somebody commented on one of my other videos and said, if time travel ever exists, It will have always existed back to the furthest point in time that is traveled to. And then I kind of start to think, it's probably publicly accessible. Eventually. Like an iPhone. There's an app for it. And in that case, I think I am helping myself out a little bit. And then I think it gets so sophisticated that we're good at using it for the most part. Like driving on the highway, right? Pretty dangerous. And yes, there are car crashes, there are fatalities. Okay, here's another thought now. If there can be a Tesla autopilot vehicle operating system, there can be a Tesla time travel autopilot companion that almost makes sure that you don't mess anything up or go too far or do it wrong. I think if you have the resources to do so in the future, you have the simple ability to watch back. Maybe you can tune in. Maybe it's not so much about like actual traveling through the time, but it's more about tuning in and delivering something. Like I don't necessarily think that we're gonna have time travel and you can go back and move the nail that popped your tire. Like, that's not what I think is gonna happen. I think there will become a way to communicate. That being said, I think we're already in the middle of that way to communicate, and I think that's our dilemma on who's me. When I say I, who is that? Who's thinking? Who's thinking these thoughts for me? And I wonder if all of our thoughts are basically just us tuned in from the future, trying to send messages and communications to ourselves that we don't believe is what it actually is. Just like at the end of Interstellar, dude's trying to knock the book off the shelf and the guy's like, oh, it's weird, that book just fell down. Oh well, I gotta go.